HHDG. Peace, HHDG. We're on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. And shout out to everyone, as always, that's tuning in through our YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook group, HHDG, Hip Hop Discussion Group. As always, this is possible every time you see me on here, speaking with the talent that takes the time to sit and talk with us about their music, their journey, their life, is made possible through our company, HHDG Media Inc., which consists of Rock Vader KB, the Mayor, Skelly Top, T. Smith, and myself, Wiki. As you can see on the bottom banner, it has our website, hhdgmedia.com. You can go check out our website with the music that we put up there, our previous interviews, as well as written interviews, our merchandise, hoodies, we have t-shirts, and also upcoming events. For tonight, we have a talent repping the left coast, Cali, Riverside to be exact. His production has been known on the likes of Danny Brown, Pink Sifu. If you're familiar with Fly Anakin, the Mutant Academy, I'm sure you've heard that name before. Who else has he worked with? Freeway. There's a few. There's more that we can talk about, but I'll let him, just establish the credits, of his talent with the production. With a lot of his work, he's shown how diverse his sound is. I would say you can't expect it to be a certain way produced by Playa Haze. And with that, that comes a wealth of talent that he's worked with to be able to lay it down like that. Not everyone is capable of doing that. And it doesn't matter what region you're from, what country you're from. He has that type of production that, it can fit with your style, your delivery, your content. And just recently, he did a great job on Apathy's 2024 album, Connecticut Casual, Chapter 2. He handled the majority of the production on there, and we'll definitely dive into that soon in this interview. But before we do that, we like to, learn a little bit more about him, as well as his discography. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce Playa Haze.
I didn't know you were about to say a bunch of nice shit, bro.
What's that?
I didn't know you were about to say a bunch of compliments and shit. I appreciate it.
It's all good. Yeah, you good.
Okay, word up. Okay. I should have asked you that before, huh?
Yeah.
But
so it's been a good journey. How you been?
Man, I've been good, enjoying the journey for sure. I'm really just grateful to be here. I'm just happy people like my shit, so just out here working.
Definitely. So are you born and raised in Riverside?
Yeah, Riverside. I just been around the Inland Empire my whole life, but Riverside, I'm born in Riverside, yeah, back in Riverside.
All right. Nice.
I'm not gonna lie, you with the tie and everything, this makes it feel like a Zoom interview. I'm not mad at it though.
Yeah, I'm still in my work clothes, but that's usually how it is because most of the interviews I do are at night. So come home.
And bring some professionalism to this hip hop. I like it. I fuck with it.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Even at shows, sometimes I go to shows like right after work and I'm still in these clothes. So
make everybody nervous.
So what kind of what music did you listen to growing up?
You know what I was just thinking about back in the day? I used to have an MC Hammer doll, like way back in the day. So that was probably the first rapper I really like that I liked that my parents were cool with me like, and I was like kindergarten or something. But
Uh-huh.
but you know, I'm from California, so I liked Corrupt, I like Snoop, I like Twista, like Timbaland and Magoo,
Mm.
Wu Tang, Nas was my favorite probably. Nas and Corrupt were probably my favorite. You know, Rough Riders, Cannabis, is all that kind of shit until I found underground hip hop.
Hmm.
Just like the usual shit. I got an older brother, so I pretty much listen to what he listened to.
Okay. So what was that first underground artist or song that
It was
still captures you?
it was there's a station out here. It's a college station, 88.3, and they would play underground hip hop on Sundays.
Hmm.
I heard a song from Copyright and Planet Asia, and I was just
Ah,
like, yeah, and I was just like, yo, what is this? I didn't know, I don't know how to put this, but I didn't know niggas was rapping like that, like technical and like you know, you could tell it was for like people who were like fans of the craft of rap itself.
hmm.
And I was like, yeah, this is cool. I was kind of hooked from there. Yeah, one of the probably the first artists I got into underground wise was probably Planet Asia, and it's crazy now because he's the homie.
There you
He's
go,
the,
right?
yeah, he's the regular homie. Like we just go and fucking we'll go chill and not even record nothing and shit.
That's dope. It came full circle.
Yeah, it like legitimately came full circle. Yeah.
That's fire. Mm. Now, you when you mentioned MC Hammer,
Yeah,
you said what your parents let you listen to. So
they wasn't fan. They're not big fans of rap.
okay.
Probably still not. I mean, they don't care now because like, what are you gonna
Hmm.
do? But like, they were just trying to keep me and my brother out of trouble and shit. You know,
Understood.
we in Southern California, so like, they didn't want us wearing black hats. Like, they didn't want us to be in no gang. You know, just obvious shit. But we still listened to rap. They didn't. They wouldn't like take our CDs or nothing. But they're old school, so they like like better music to be honest. But we from where we from, and we like what we like.
Yeah, I get it. If they hear a lot of negativity,
Right.
they don't want you to be a part of that, and listen to it to kind of influence you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I even
I get
understood it then. Yeah.
it.
But it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yep. I can tell you a story. When Black Moon's first album, Enter the Stage, came out,
Uh-huh.
and I always had a Walkman, and I bought the album with my own money that I made at that time. Doing little things here and there,
Yeah.
and
I know what you mean, brother.
so I left the cassette case sitting on the kitchen table one day,
Uh-huh.
and my mom saw it. My mom saw it, and she was reading, the song titles on there.
Uh-huh.
And at that point, she told me, play it. She wanted to hear what I was.
Yeah.
and at that point, she was like, I don't have a problem with you listening to this, but I don't want you to be out there portraying something that you're not.
Right.
And I don't want you disrespecting women.
Right.
Those are the two things that she let me be from there.
Fair enough. I mean, I remember my mom, I asked my mom for the Blackout album, Red Man and Method Man.
Hmm.
At Christmas, I got a little boombox, and I got Blackout, and I wanted to try it out, so I was playing it in the kitchen and shit, and I played don't what is it called? Tear the Roof Off, whatever that song's called, and my mom was just like, she wasn't fucking with it, but she was over it though. We had bigger problems, and the kind of music I was listening to by then, I was like in middle school.
Hmm.
But I mean, like Redman and Method Man, I think that's a cool medium because they're kind of silly with their shit too. It's
Yeah.
like witty and silly and not so serious. Like I didn't go in there and put on like Corrupt, but then she would have been like, nah.
Uh,
You know what I mean?
play some Snoop or some NWA, and she'd be like, "Nah."
No, she don't like Snoop. Definitely don't like Snoop. You know about Snoop.
Yeah, and it's funny because even the music that our parents grew up on,
Right.
there was songs out there was lyrics out there that was very similar to what we hear in hip hop,
Yeah,
and
they're a little more subtle.
that's what I was gonna say.
Right.
It wasn't direct with what the wording was coming out in those songs back then, the way it
Yeah,
is now.
time goes by, it's getting less and less. I'm sure we could all think of some examples of that.
Yeah, and part of that I say is, where's your creativity?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that Method Man in recent, not I wouldn't say recent years, it's probably been a lot of years now. He's one that doesn't curse anymore in
Yeah,
his music. Yeah,
he just came out with a verse on that Euro Drew, Method Man
yeah,
and Del Curry. I'm gonna run
yeah,
that verse back 'cause I didn't even know that.
yeah.
That's cool though, but he's also an actor though, so I get that. At least he's not one of them dudes trying to like. No, I actually, what's his real name?
Clifford, I think.
Yeah, I'm glad he still goes by Method Man. You know what I mean? Like how rappers sometimes want to change their image up and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, Method Man, he's one of my favorites though by far. RZA and Method Man, like just I was just thinking about the what is that? Bring the Pain.
Yeah.
Just to have that type of creativity in those days to me is just so crazy, especially where they from and shit. That's Method Man is he's great.
Yeah. That's my home.
He's one of those people that influences a lot of people that without even knowing. You know
I've seen him passing by, but I
him?
don't know him directly.
Where are you from?
I'm from Staten Island.
Oh, word?
Yeah,
Okay.
just a different part where most of the members of the Wu are from.
Oh,
But
word up.
there was my mother, not my mother, my mother's sister. She married someone who is related in some way to Ghostface.
Oh, word up.
Yeah.
Shit, plug me.
Hey, I could try.
Nah, I be telling Asian. It just don't be working like that though.
Yeah.
But
It doesn't
I would
hurt.
love.
That's why I say it doesn't hurt to try though.
Yeah, nah, I would love to work with anybody from Wu Tang. I just don't really. You know, I go. The path of least resistance is what I do.
Mhm.
So I was working with who seems like they want to work with me for the most part.
Got you. Hmm. And how did you come into production? I mean, you say you got an older brother and got you into the underground hip hop.
Yeah, well, so pretty much because of my older brother, because he rap, I rap and shit too.
Mhm.
So we was trying to rap like him, but he used to rap with Rest in Peace Badass, like the
Oh, okay.
Badass peoples, the low lives and shit.
Yeah.
So me and my homie, we tried to go to the studio in San Bernardino. This dude, Westside Bug Studio. He was like a local legend and shit. But we were like, I was in middle school, so I was probably like 12. We tried to book a session and go to the studio, and they were just like, pretty much just like, no.
Mm.
We came up there with our rhymes written, everything, but we didn't have any beats.
Okay.
So me and my boy were like, we got to figure out like, and this is before, I'm 36, so I'm old enough to like grow up without the internet until I was in high school, pretty much. So we were just like, we don't know where to get beats, and we know we can't use other people's beats. So I don't even remember how we figured it out, but somehow we ended up with Fruity Loops. Like
Mm.
I got a. I mean, it's cool to say now, but a pirated version of Fruity Loops. But this is way back. This is like 2002, bro. Like, no. This is like 2000.
I was gonna say probably a
So
little earlier.
yeah, it's like it was Fruity Loops 3.4, so it was a long time ago. And
I messed around with it too.
yeah, like it was when Kazaa and LimeWire were a thing. So we just figured first I had some drum. It was a mock drum sequencer, and
Mhm.
then I got Fruity Loops, and I was just like, we figured out how to. Me and my homeboy Mike C. He in the army, so he's in Fayetteville right now, but he still does production and shit. But we had to make our own beats, like out of necessity. And that was super duper early. And then in high school, I was like, I had a little group and we were making songs and I was doing little mixtapes for people and shit. And yeah, I started making beats out of necessity. And then I never did, I mean, until fairly recently, I never really thought about like, you know, that being who I am, but that's just always what I've done.
Right.
I'll try to get a job, I'll get fired and shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm just not. I don't fuck with authority a lot, but production music is just something that I respect so much that I know that there's no shortcuts and I have to, you know, I mean, I'm still learning and all types of shit. So I just yeah, it definitely came out of necessity, and then you know, however many years later, it's what I do for a living.
Nice. And your older brother, did he push your creativity with the production as well? Once he
A little bit, because my brother, I should have told him to come over here, but yeah, because well, I'll say this with most of my people around me, I think my beats are crazy, and I'll just play my beats around the homies, and they're just like, no one cares, no one in my close life gives a fuck, you know what I mean? Because they're used to it, because this is all I've done ever since anyone has known me. So he pushes it for sure because, I mean, I still look up to him, and he still raps. He's probably still one of the dopest rappers I know for sure. But he's so low key, he just doesn't care, and that's where I get that from too. But yeah, he definitely pushed my creativity just because it's like, you know, I'll play something I think is crazy, and he's like, you know, to this day. Not that they're mean to me, and I wouldn't care if they were, but not that they're dicks about it, but they just, you know what I mean? It takes a lot to move people around me. But that in itself pushes me though.
That's good.
There was there was a magazine called Scratch Magazine. It was like a producer DJ magazine back in the day.
Yeah, I remember that.
But you remember like 15 years ago probably. And it had an article about how Prince challenged Timbaland to change his style. And then after he challenged him, he did the Get Your Freak On beat, and he did Ugly for Bubba Sparks and shit. So I always have that in my mind to, like, you know, people think you're dope, but you could always push yourself to do something better and change it up and shit. Like I don't ever want to get comfortable, because I think that's where you start to you know, start getting complacent and bitter and stuff like that. You know?
Then your creativity diminishes quickly.
Right, yeah. Diminishing returns, right? Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I've been working in IT probably, I would say, probably before I started college, because I mean, high school I went to a technical trade high school, so that was what I picked, and that's what I enjoyed doing. So I've learned a lot from, you know, a lot of the hands-on to all the way to the technical, managerial, technical writing, documentation, and stuff like that.
You're an IT guy, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, along that journey, I still developed other skills. I learned how to do taping and construction work and sheetrocking and stuff like that.
Oh, that's right.
I got some, you know, some auto mechanic skills in between there as well. So
every now and then I work for my boys' company. We do low voltage electrician work.
Nice.
That's just because I want to feel like a man. You know what I mean? Like I want to have like you're saying, like other skills too. Like if just in case, you know, we get EMP'd and they're like, Hayes, what you gonna do? Make beats? You know what I mean? I want to be able to do whatever I can and shit. So I'm with you on that.
Yep. And if you got any like any younger cousins like that are much younger than you, or maybe
hundreds? Yeah, for sure.
So when, I mean, just how you see them in their own element, like, you know, sometimes you just sit back and you see the younger generation, how they do things.
A little listless.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation. But I fear for them because I feel like I don't know how to articulate the importance of being able to, like, my main scenario in my head is like, you do push-ups, you make sure your body is straight, you make sure you have certain skills, you make sure you have a certain like mental stability in case, like, what if there's an earthquake and you're a
Hmm.
man and you need to help people up, you need to pick rubble off of people, you know what I mean? Like, you need to help rebuild society. You need, and we live in an age where like information is free for now. So you can learn how to do pretty much anything if you want. You can learn how
Yeah.
to garden, you can learn how to, you know what I mean, build a ladder, whatever the fuck. And just really just one skill is what you need. And I'm again, I'm old enough to have pride in getting my hands dirty still when I need
Hmm.
to. So I don't see that in my younger cousins, but I'm maybe wondering, like, maybe there's some type of trade off. Maybe there's something they're good at that I don't understand. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that's what it is, brother.
Yeah, I get you. Yep. And I have two sons, so every
Okay.
once in a while, if I'm outside, I try to get them, just explain the little basics of, the vehicle auto mechanics, understanding the difference in the fluids, the colors of them and stuff like that, what their functionality is.
Right.
Trying, let them understand, the simple things.
Right. I mean, how old are they?
One is 16 and the other is 10.
Okay, so that's about what we're talking about then. But I mean, if your dad knows about cars, you absolutely need to know a little bit about cars, though.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
My
I don't know
dad.
how many times I didn't have to change a girl's tire or something. You know what I mean? That comes
Yeah.
in. It comes in. Well, I'll say this: you don't want to be the dude who doesn't know how to change your girl's tire. That's
Yeah.
wild. Sitting there in the car waiting for AAA with her is
Yep.
wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now, when you mention the different artists that you grew up listening to, that
Uh huh.
was that was already a diverse amount of artists. They all have their own style and signature
Right.
and type of producers that they already work with.
Uh
So
huh.
in the intro, I was explaining how your production is diverse, and you're not always going to hear the same type of Playa Haze on another track.
Not likely.
Do you feel that early music that you listen to is an influence on your production?
I never really thought about that, but probably though. Well, I know it's important for people to not be able to expect. I mean, it's like, what is the point in your brand if people know what to expect in
Mhm.
that type of way? The only thing I want people to expect is like quality or the fact that it's going to be something different. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not really on me. Sometimes it's on what the artist wants and what they pick or whatever. As far
Right.
as what you guys hear when you hear it, excuse me. But yeah, I try to. I mean, I make music and I just have a certain tinge to what I do. But
Mhm.
for the most part, I just make music the way I want to make it. So if you could hear the similarities in it, then you know you really listen. But for the most part, I don't really like if people like a certain sound from me,
Yeah.
something in my brain makes me not want to do that. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's good or bad, but that's just how it is though. But I mean, I have a lot of music though. I have a lot of beats. So
Do you recall your first official production credit?
what it probably is. There's an artist named, he used to go by Cos. He goes by Cassius King now. You heard of him?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I interviewed him.
The word, that's my boy. I known him for a
That's dope.
long time. He's how I met. I'm pretty sure he's how I met Baloo and shit. But
Nice.
I mean, this is a minute ago though. I've known him for a minute. But on his album that Before I Woke, I did the last song. I don't even remember what it's called. But yeah, I was pretty hyped on that though. That was, yeah, because my life wasn't good at that point too. I just got kicked out of the house and all this shit. But I got the vinyl, saw my name on it and shit, and it blew my mind.
Mhm.
But yeah, as far as like official, that's probably the first one I got like, credits and paid for and all that shit.
Nice. Mm. So being, what you said, you said it was a tough time, and then
Right.
seeing your name on the credits and the vinyl and everything.
Yeah.
What was that a pivotal moment for you to keep going with the production?
Yeah, but I don't even know. I don't know if I have like I'm like fixated on doing what I do. So whether I'm getting big placements that people see, or if I'm just doing this for my mental health,
Mhm.
for better or for worse, this is just what I do. So you know what I mean? It's just what I do. So it was pivotal, and it was good for me at that point, because that's when I used to still be like impressed, I guess, by things. But now it's more like I just want things to sound the way I want them to sound.
Mhm.
Always grateful for sure. But
Yeah.
yeah, like it was I mean, I guess it was like a point in the right direction. I'll tell you this. So I remember I hit up Exile because he executive produced that album. And I was like, what am I supposed to like? What am I fucking supposed to do? Like, you know what I mean? I was like, I want to work with more people, blah blah blah. And he was just like, you're on this album, you're probably doing okay. And I was like, all right, fair enough. And I keep that in mind too. Exile's the homie. He's always encouraging for sure. Super talented, undervalued guy too.
Yeah, he's very talented. Yeah. Wow. So I mean, just the circle of people that you've spoken of, and that I know that you done work with. I mean, you already got a core amount of people that, I mean, if you want to work with somebody else, I mean, do you really have to with the talent that's already surrounded with you?
I mean, that's a good question. But when I say I have a lot of beats, I have a lot of beats. I won't even say, because I just want to do that to myself. But yeah, I have enough to work with anybody I can think of though,
Hmm.
and produce an EP for them for the most. Hold on, this is the homies. Don't come in and be fucking loud, please. What up though? Sorry.
Okay.
What were we talking about?
Oh, that's
Oh no,
the
you said like, why don't I just work with the people that I have a core with?
yeah.
That is a good question though. I mean, I should. I do. Everyone you've heard of me working with, I have a lot of music with. So whatever makes the album makes the album. I don't even sweat it, but we'll probably put together a little compilation or something soon.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
we'll see about that though. I'm not the best at putting stuff out. That's my weakness.
Say that again.
I'm not the best at putting up my own music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like to create it. I'm not good on the business end, but that's why I got the people I work with. Like I got shout out to Chase.
Chase. Yep.
He's the man. Chase Infinite. He's the man though.
Agency 78. Yep.
Yeah, he's a legendary manager, rapper, guy, trendsetter guy. So
Yeah, man. I mean, just knowing how he went from being in the forefront with the MCing
right.
and is all the work that he's doing now behind the scenes that's a historical transition, and I'm sure a lot of people can learn from that, because there's so many people now that want to be all up in the cameras and everything, rhyming and then DJing, and
Yeah,
if that's not really something that you're good at, there's other things that you could be doing to help contribute to hip hop culture.
yeah. I mean, he's a good example of just not limiting yourself, because he's a legendary rapper with Self Scientific and with DJ Khalil.
Yep.
And then he had enough humility to be like, I have a good ear for this shit too, and then put out ASAP Rocky,
Mm-hmm.
fucking, Griselda and He manages Most Def and a whole bunch of people too. Me, a whole bunch of people too.
Yeah, Benny the Butcher.
Benny, yeah, Georgia Muldrow,
Julianne, yeah.
a bunch of people. I'm not gonna try to remember right now, but yeah, Chase is that dude though. So it definitely helps me on the business end because that's definitely my weakness.
Hmm.
I'm not great at networking. I try, I'm just good at creating.
And that's another thing that I don't think people understand, that if you're a producer or say an MC, I mean, it's not just about being good at it. It's having that ability to know how to manage that time of promoting yourself as
Right.
well as doing your main talent.
Right. Yeah. You could be the best player in the court, but if you only play at the hood park, then
Mm-hmm.
the world's not gonna see you. Then if that's who you want to be, that's fine. But I don't. It like the artist in me, it makes it hard for me to accept that the business is such a big part of it too. But what I learned too is business is also an art. You know what I mean? Like that's something I learned from Chase. Like business is also an art too. So the way you go about that is a thing too. So you know, just try to enjoy the ride.
And how long has Chase been your management? Your
Probably
manager?
probably like a year.
Okay.
I've known him for a minute though, but probably like
Mm-hmm.
a year he's officially been my manager and shit. Yeah.
That's dope.
I was just sending him beats for forever. And then one day he just texted me and was like, Who manages you? And I was just like, nobody. God. And then he started managing me. So
That's dope. And being that you mentioned earlier, hey, you had a long friendship with Planet Asia.
yeah.
When did you become part of old GCM crew?
So way back in the day, like when MySpace, I used to DM people on MySpace, rappers, and try to
Mm-hmm.
get their emails and blah blah blah. And he gave me his number, and this is like 2007 probably. I called him, and I could tell I woke him up, and I was just like, "Oh, I sent you beats," and he was like, "Okay." And so I don't know, like 5 6 years later, I knew he was looking for beats, and I sent him some, and then he did this crazy ass song with Tri-State and I don't remember the rapper's name, but he was the voice of CJ on San Andreas on Grand Theft Auto. You remember that rapper? Young Melee.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
so they had a crazy ass song, and then I did a couple more for him, and then we just started talking a lot, and we just like we have similar personalities. He's worse than me though, but we have similar personalities, and then he was just like I was supposed to be the creative director, but he's like, just fuck with us, and you know what I mean? Like, it just kind of went from there. But yeah, those are the homies though. He's like the regular non-rap homie. But I think that just happens though in music because people just like rappers and like music people have similar lifestyles.
Mm-hmm.
Like my boys are, getting houses and having babies and shit, and I'm, like trying to find the right EQ for a snare. But I'm serious though. You know what I mean? Like it's as serious for me as they are with whatever they do with their real life. So I think that's why I befriended a lot of the rapper homies for after a while. But yeah, Age is dope too. We supposed to have something coming soon. Me and
Nice,
him, yeah, me and him got a bunch of music.
man. I mean, just off the top of you saying you have so much production already at your arsenal, is I can't imagine how it is, in a typical day for you.
I got my little routine. I just make beats and wake up, work out, whatever, make beats till I don't feel like it. Then I do try to do business stuff. But I mean, it just adds up. You know what I mean? But I only work if I'm inspired. So I try not to that way. I don't have too much crap. At this point, I learned how to not bounce out beats that I don't think are good. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
and it's not going to stop anytime soon.
And where does most of your inspiration come from?
Well, I don't know. Being inspired in, in itself, the weather, life, adversity, bitches, whatever. I don't know.
And when it comes to faith,
Uh-huh.
how important is that to keep you headstrong?
I think so. My mom used to try to, like they had us going to church because my granny was super duper. She from the South, so, she's real like churchy. Rest in peace. But they tried to make us, be in the church at a pretty young age and stuff. So I think that's good because it definitely instilled in me like there's probably a higher power. I know it's not me. You know what I mean? Like I know the universe works and it's not through me and the homies. So that gave me something. And then I think it's important though. I mean, I'm glad I have that for sure. If I didn't believe in something higher, I don't know. I probably, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at. Probably.
Well, we definitely got similarities right there because both of my late grandmothers, one was originally from Mississippi, the other was originally from North Carolina.
Okay.
And they were both, they had their faith in different ways. On my mother's side, it was always, go to church.
Yeah.
My other grandmother, she didn't go to church, but she was always in the Bible, listening to our gospel music.
Yeah, we lost recipes with that though. It's black people.
Yeah.
Yeah, my granny from Missouri, and my grandpa from Shreveport, Louisiana. So yeah, I'm pretty sure all my grandparents are from the South, but that's just that's some middle-aged black people shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody in your family from the South for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So tell us how you got the name Playa Haze.
I don't remember. You remember when I got PAs? Yeah, we used to rap. I used to be in a group with like me and the homie that just pulled up. We used to be in a group with like gangbangers, and I don't gangbang. So like, eventually we're just like, nah, this isn't who we are, bro. But they gave me the name P Hayes though. I don't know if it means anything. I used to smoke a lot more. It's probably simply that,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't really remember. I was hoping you didn't ask me that actually. Huh? It was a minute ago. Yeah, it was a long time ago, almost 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm all full.
So you mentioned Cassius being one of your first production credit.
Yeah.
Since then, like I mentioned in the intro, I mentioned a few artists that you work with.
Right.
Others been Shay Noir,
yeah.
Your Old Drew,
Yep.
Ice Cold Bishop.
Right.
That one.
that's the homie. He probably don't want me there. There's people you can't play it while fucking. He probably don't want me to talk about what me and him got cracking. But yeah, that's the homie though. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, all good. Yeah, man. So with just those people already mentioned and those in the intro, how did it come to be that you linked up with them?
Apathy hit me up because he heard the song I did for Pink Seafood and Fly Anakin, which I thought was crazy because I did Vinny Paz's intro, Vinny Paz from Jedi Mind Tricks.
Yeah,
I did his intro on his album for the last album he just put out. So that's why I thought he was hitting me up. And he hit me up because it's a Pink Seafood song. So I was like, oh, his nose is deep in the underground for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then Shay Noir, I don't know. Shay Noir hit me up and was just like, yo, I hope I'm not like being obtuse here, but she was like, hit me up and was like, your production is amazing. And I was like, oh, for sure, thank you. And then like a week went by and I was like, oh, what am I doing? And then I hollered at her. I was like, let me just send you some beats then. And then we just started working. But yeah, I don't know why she hit me up, but I don't know what she heard or whatever. But yeah, she's a homegirl though. She I'm always happy with what me and her do. And then yeah. What else are we talking about? Yeah, that's how happy he hit me. Pink Seafood. I just kind of I saw him on Complex's like artist to watch, whatever year it was.
Mm-hmm.
This is a minute ago though, and hit him up, and then we just started kind of working, and then he just hit me and was like, "Oh yeah, the song we did is on this album," and then then the next day the video came out and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, that's how he is. But yeah, everybody I know is just kind of about like happenstance, but that's how I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, though. You know. Like I said, path of least resistance. I try not to force the issue with anybody.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna play a video which you said is one of your favorite beats that you did, and that's Missiles.
Oh, word up.
Yeah, I see you. I don't live with no fear, make a op disappear. On my team win trophies, yours collecting souvenirs. See, we ball like Kobe in his prime time years. Yeah, we shine like Tony cause we grind top tier. Our brings more hitters than Cheetah. It's a fork in a row, so you know I chose neither. They say life's a bitch, so I please her. They say life's a bitch, so I'm rich cause it's cheaper to keep her. My jewels might offend you, the rules I don't bend to. My rules might extend cause my goons is yeah, I do not recommend to go against y'all. Better not, it's just sinful. Jack, just be nimble. My hitters might leave you with dimples. We want all the smoke like we trying to send signals, plain and simple. My team doesn't need the credentials. We kept through the backpack with a
word up, we
missile.
slinging chain doctrines, 360 waves under the stocking. Cap, that's all y'all niggas do when the God is in office. Swap move, create waves like pomade. You either influenced by me, Nas, yeah, Kanye. Your patois from the beach, mine's is more Portmore. Half court, blindfolded, still up in the scoreboard. Toyota Honda Accord for the Camry. I done sold a zip out of every whip niggas could rent. And still shows an old school sitting on candy. GCM flood Pro Tools with dumb cannons. The penmanship is shipless list. The exile becomes vulnerable. A bone on my throat. As long as you do the night at the noble, it's notable. The quasi in the polo, I took a photo. I love it when I'm fresh in the video, moving slow-mo. Peace to all my niggas moving elbows like cholos. Do the night at the noble, it's notable. The quasi in the polo, I took a photo. I love it when I'm fresh in the video, moving slow-mo. Peace to all my niggas moving elbows like cholos.
Gang goofy niggas get the koopy twisted back with the praying mantis, moving gracefully for the cameras. The 6 stanzas, 16s painted on canvas, splash anthems, anthrax, the tracks canceled. I breathed on them, COVID music spread the disease on them. 10 days, bump the LP, quarantine on them, set fire, add accelerators, gasoline on them, beam on them, smack the hammer and toss it clean on them. The head capo, 9 lives, the black gato, El Chapo, mass murdering the apostles. Stand down, or otherwise be the man. Your hands from the gutter like the egg clown, but no hiding, no balloons. Just riding them front lining, cinematics and Private Ryan with explosions, bullets flying, the ops closing, 10 toes and stand my crown like I'm frozen.
I can't hear you, bro.
Hey,
Okay.
saying missiles. The Yara,
Yeah.
Playa Asia, Top
Yeah.
One, GTM.
Yeah, they killed that shit for sure. When did I say that was one of my favorite ones? How'd you know that?
Got to do my research before I talk with the people.
Yeah. I need to do my research on myself, nigga. When I say that shit, that's for sure true.
What makes that one of your favorite tracks?
Because sometimes, a lot of times, I'll send somebody a joint that I think they should fuck with, and they're like, and they'll just pick, like there'll be one main one I want them to fuck with, and then they'll just, they won't feel it at the time or whatever, and then that was one of the ones that I wanted them to fuck with, and he did. You know what I mean? Because Asia, the thing about people knowing how many beats I have is it makes them super duper picky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like Asia, he be here, like he literally knows how many beats I have, so it makes him super duper picky, and it's the worst. Like he's one where I'll be, like he'll hear a song I did for someone and be like, "Why didn't you send that to me?" And I'll show him an email of me sending him the beat. But if there's one thing y'all take away from this podcast is that Planet Asia is a liar. Quote that, please. But yeah, so that's why it's one of my favorites, and I like a good old dark beat,
Definitely. Before we talk about Apathy's new album, let's briefly talk about your MCing. You were on the track with the Bronx producer Ray West. Crazy.
Yeah. That's right. Summer Breeze with Blue and Breeze Brewing them.
Yep.
Yeah, Ray West. He hit me up. Matter of fact, he hit me up also about that Pink Seafood track.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he was just talking. We were just chopping it up. He called me and we were just talking about production, or whatever, and he was telling me he was working on a project and blah blah blah. And then he said he's getting Blue, and then Blue's my boy. I've known Blue for a long ass time too. And then I was like, yeah, I'll get on it, whatever. Trying to keep up with the legendary ass rappers and shit. Yeah, Ray West is that dude though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray West.
I like his work that he's done with AG and as well as OC.
Right. He did he mixed what's Rock Marciano's first album? Mossberg, yeah. He mixed
Mossberg, yeah. Yep.
And he also, on the album after that, he did Nine Spray too. Yeah, so he's
I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, he's dope. He's that dude for sure.
That's dope. I wanna read Apathy's one of his posts about the work that he did for the album when he said he met you.
Yeah.
He said then I met Playa Haze. This guy started sending me beats that made me feel like a teenager again. I was being inspired by a sound that was from the Midnight Marauders, 93 Till, and Main Ingredient era. When you hear stuff like that, I mean, how did you feel once you told him that he heard the Pink Seafood track, and then
I ignore fucking compliments. I try to. Something in this world has to keep me humble. You know what I mean? I saw it and I was like, oh, for sure. And then I tried to let it go because I'm not gonna walk around this world thinking I can make something comparable to fucking Midnight Marauders. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm just glad people like what I do. But yeah, Apathy. That shit that album came together so naturally that it's kind of crazy to me that it's out and people are responding to it the way they are and shit too. Because we kind of just did it. Like if at first we were just doing music and there was no super duper aim to it, and then all of a sudden he just started getting like a concept and all this shit, and it just came together super smooth. So, and that's the first, well, so far that I can remember, that's the most I've done on a major project like that too. So it was cool to see the reception on, like, you know, a mainly Haze produced rap album and shit.
And with the production, did you create the majority or all of that production while creating the album, or was this some of these beats?
Some of them, he just like, so what would happen is, and don't get no ideas, other rappers, is I would just start sending them. He just wanted me to send them shit I was doing, so I would just send them all of my beats. Like I would just make a few beats and send them to him like every day, pretty much. And he would every now and then just start picking them out, and then he would just start recording to him and all this whatever. And then then when we started kind of figuring out what we were doing, then he started wanting a specific type of sound, and then I would cater to that. But I will say on whatever the first one's called, Connecticut Formal.
Yeah,
he sent me the record he wanted me to sample, and I sampled it. I did some dope with it, and then he wanted some more. He wanted like a different style of drum, and then he did the drums for that. So I'm pretty sure it's credited that he did co-production on that. He did the drums of that joint. But yeah, he's a genius. So he knows how to. He's really good at like arranging the track. Like he knows exactly how he wants his song to go and shit. But yeah, shout out Apathy. We got a bunch of shit. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, because when I heard the first single, Todd McFarlane, and I saw your credits, I was like, oh, Playa Haze is working with Apathy. And then after that, that's when I found out, you know, there was going to be a lot more production on the album.
Right. Yeah, I try to keep it random. I mean, like I said, as a producer, I don't have that much control over what comes out when it comes out, but it always comes out like looking cool for your boy. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is a good look for sure. I think it's a classic album for sure. And then, you know, that's saying, because I've liked Apathy for a long time. You know, being into fucking underground hip hop. So if you're in underground hip hop and you my age, you fuck with, you know, Army of the Pharaohs and Jedi Mind Tricks and all that shit. So you're definitely gonna know who Apathy is. Yeah,
absolutely. I think one of my first Apathy CD purchases was through hiphopsite.com.
Oh, right. That's when I was still afraid to buy shit off the internet. Buying shit off the internet wasn't always cool.
Yeah, especially eBay.
yeah, that was 50-50.
So what was the first song off the Apathy album that the two of you created?
I don't know. What is it? Let me actually look at my playlist. I don't know. Oh no, you know, I know what it is, but it's something that's not on the album, but you'll probably hear soon enough. It's one of my favorite ones we've done too, but it was just too. It wouldn't have fit the album at all, but it's wild. I guess I don't know. He probably don't want me saying too much about that, but I'll say that some stuff that didn't make the album, but not because it wasn't good enough. Nothing we made isn't good enough. It just doesn't fit the
not cohesive with the album. I got you.
Yeah, because Connecticut Casual was it's a little smooth until the end.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's a little grimy and scary and shit, but yeah, we did some joints before that, so you'll hear them though for sure. I'll make sure they come out at some point.
That's dope. I mean, if listening to this album and the production that you laid out for Apathy, you would think that the two of you had already work together. Just the way everything sonically is on the album.
Yeah, that's interesting because he's the homie though. Like me and him, like I said, we're homies. So we talk about regular life shit and food, politics, whatever. And like I said, I think that's good just for people who you work with in general for whatever job it is, because it just lets shit flow easier. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the ego dissipates and you can just kind of create. But like I said, we just like he'll call me I'm not trying to put him on blast, but like he'll call me at midnight to rant about like a meme he saw or whatever. Like like that's just kind of how it is with like any of the homies for sure. So we definitely close. Pause. So it just comes out pretty naturally like that. We got a lot more shit coming too.
That's great to hear, man.
Yeah, that was such a random collaboration in my life that I just never saw coming. That it's just dope to me. That it's like my reality and shit.
That's fire. Might even hear you on some Demigods or Omega Pharaoh stuff.
I know. I don't know nothing about that.
Hey, never know.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, you want to maybe go track for track, and that, a little bit about how they were created?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. So let's start with the first one on Connecticut Formal.
Oh, were you gonna play it or you want me to just talk about it?
Oh yeah, just talk about it.
Oh my bad. I was over here waiting for music to start. I already pretty much explained that one. He sent me a record he wanted me to sample, so I was at dinner, and I was like, yeah, hold on. And then I came back to the lab, fucked with it. He super fucked with it, and then he hit me the next day, and he wanted to do something about the drums, and then he changed the drums, and then sent me some verse back, and we were cooking. Yeah, like every song came together pretty quick, like within a day for the most part.
Wow.
But also, he's the type of dude where like every week he would just send me back a more updated version of shit, different mix and blah blah blah, different singer in the hook, all the shit like that. Yeah, he's a meticulous dude for sure. He's definitely hyper focused. But that's pretty much how that happened though.
Dope. And then the next track, Hammond Court Kids.
Hammond Court Kids. My boy Alex played guitar on that, and I told him a minute ago. He's just like been my boy since high school, and I tell him he can play like any instrument pretty much. So he has a bunch of stuff like just lying around. So I just tell him to send it to me. So because I sample so often, like let me get some of my fucking publishing every now and then. So he sent me. It's just a beat I made. It's some guitar riff he sent me, and then after he was fucking with it, and then we just pretty much built it from there. Yeah, he started working on it. We got a singer on it. Oh, I'll tell you this. I don't know if he wants people knowing this, but Pharrell Monch is on that track.
You know what? I wasn't sure if that was Pharrell or if that was Apathy impersonating him.
So you know what part I'm talking about then?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's definitely Pharrell Monch, right? Dope. And not only that, but he did a few takes. Like he did like 10 takes for that shit.
Wow.
So shout out to Pharrell Monch. That's the homie for that for sure.
That's dope. Next track 3, one of my favorite tracks. No One Can Hear You Scream in Space.
Yeah, that's one of the ones that I want people to fucking try to understand. So that's just one of those beats I already had, and then he was super fucking with it. And then so I started building it up more around the song. And then he had some of his peoples and out there come and play strings.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had like a little string session come and add some strings on there and shit. We went through a couple of different singers. So that's actually a singer on the hook. That's not the sample and shit, right? Yeah, that was his idea to try to make it say "Scream in Space." So yeah, that song was that song was like a 2-month process, low key. But yeah, that shit came out like very, very dope. I'm super happy with that one. It's probably one of my favorite ones on there.
Yeah. That's dope. You got me on that one because I wouldn't have expected that to be an actual single on there. I thought it was a record.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Yeah,
that's dope. The next one was Jackie O, another dope track, man.
yeah. So he has for people who don't know, he always has a theme with the Kennedys. Like he's always talking about the Kennedys in some way or fashion, and that's how he did it on this one. But I remember he was like, "Yo, can you flip from Bobby Brown's what song is that I sampled that shit from? I want you, Jackie. I want you more than human eyes can see." It's one of Bobby Brown's biggest songs, but I sampled that for him, and then he did this. He told me how he's doing. Like all these songs came together pretty much a verse at a time. So we went from the first verse to the second verse, and then hook whatever. But that one came together like that, and he's if you ask Apathy about the Kennedys, he'll talk to you for 30 minutes for sure. Like he told me about the Kennedys and like shit that I'll never even remember. He's just super into the Kennedys for whatever reason. That's his thing. I fuck with it, and he made a brilliant ass song out of it. Not your average girl song.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Melodic too, man. I mean, it fit just everything. It just fit like seamless.
Like I'm saying, the whole thing came together so smooth that was like right in the middle too.
Yeah. The next track was Fenwick.
That was another one when I sent him a like just beats I was working on, and he was super in love with it. And I didn't. This is probably one of the first ones where I was just figuring out the kind of style he was going for. Because like when it's like anybody from Army of the Pharaohs, you would just assume they want just a bunch of dark grimy shit. But I kind of figured he didn't, since the song he hit me up was the Pink Sifu song, which is super like jazzy and abstract. And I was still kind of surprised he wanted to join, but I was like, yeah, for sure. And then we started working on it. And then originally, here's a story about that. I was supposed to do the hook, but my voice was fucked up. So he had his boy Kappa Gamma do the hook, which I'm sure came out much better. But yeah, I was supposed to do the hook on that shit, but I couldn't. That week, my voice was fucked up the whole week.
So it would have been a Playa Haze feature on the Apathy album as well.
Yeah, I mean, I probably could have got it. I'll get on the next one. But I was just kind of hyper focused on production this time and shit.
And Around the Planet was the next one with the Redman sample on there.
Right. Yeah, most of the vocal samples on the joints that I've done, he picks those. That's his shit. Like his favorite thing is trying to figure out like what would sound dope on some shit, like beat or whatever. So I don't remember how he got that beat, but it's probably one of the packs I sent, and he just liked it. Like when I was still trying to figure out the sound and shit. And then yeah, I remember. That's exactly what it was. Because somebody else wanted that beat too. I definitely can't say, but he ran with it and recorded it first and all that, and did something super duper dope to it. So, and then when he put that hook on it, I remember where I was at too. And then he sent me the version with that hook on it, and yeah, he's super duper dope at adding like DJ Premier-ish vocals to a hook for a beat. Because some people try to do that, and that's just super corny to me. Like that's not my favorite thing to hear. But he's one of the few people that can do it, and it's not stupid sounding. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like hip hop for the sake of hip hop. I want it to sound dope.
And then the next one, which was the first single, Todd McFarlane.
How did that? Oh shit! So he recorded. There was a whole different beat. It was an electric guitar beat, and it was
really
yeah, a whole different beat. And he did his verse to it, blah blah blah. And then he just started talking about like he wants maybe a different beat to it. And I started sending them shit around the same tempo. And then we landed on that beat. And then one day he was just like, yo, I'm going to get a self-titled on this. And I was like, for sure. And then it's just like,
he's a beast.
Yeah. Oh, I was supposed to do the hook on that one too. Yeah, I was supposed to. Like I said, it's the same week. I was like, I'm not joking, bro. Like my fucking voice is fucked up, bro.
Hmm.
Nothing I can do about that right now. I don't regret it though. It came out perfect. Everything came out perfect.
Yeah. And I don't know what was going on with your direction for this one, but it really does give that comic book feel in the production on this one.
Oh,
Like if I was watching a comic book related type of series, I feel like this is the type of sound I would be hearing.
I'm a big fat nerd. I would argue that most of my shit you could probably put onto a comic book series and it would sound like appropriate. You know, I'm definitely a nerd.
The next one, this is one of my favorites right here. Kingdom of the Coroner.
Kingdom of the Corner is dope. So at some point we were just like, let's do a beat switch. And if it was up to me, I would do beat switches on a lot of shit. I mean, there's a few beat switches on the album in general, like interludes, but I would do a lot more beat switches if it didn't throw off songs sometimes. But yeah, that's just one of those ones where, like, we had a few that we thought were like paused too hard for the album.
Mm-hmm.
So that one we were just like kind of on the fence, but I was like, nah, people kind of want to hear this from you, though, bro. Like, we know you're a smooth white boy, but like, you know, niggas kind of want to hear you, you know, do this type of rap though. So we squoze that one on there though.
They want to hear that early. It's the bootleg motherfuckers apathy.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, we want to hear the apathy we came here for too. Like, because there's still growth in it too. There's growth in the whole album, but we always want to hear that type of shit. And that was his idea, getting the Chop and Jadakiss saying like, you know, never king in New York, you lived in Connecticut from Jadakiss, and then switching it up to saying king in Connecticut. That was all him.
That's dope.
All the other genius is me, but that's from him, that part.
Yep. And then the last track,
TikTok.
Tick.
Yeah, that's another record. He sent me you know, figure it out on your own, but he sent me the artist that he wanted me to sample, and I was just going through her album, and I found that one, was like, oh, that's, you know, that's easy. And then he called me and he was like, yo, my kids like this one, so I'm gonna fuck with this one. And then he, you know, did some crazy shit to it, talking about some very, very serious topics, and and you know, the entendres on there, because it's TikTok and about the social media TikTok and whatever. So yeah, it's really on him. I was just kind of the vessel, and it was just, you know, two people meeting at the right time, but that's really all his genius. I was just kind of there to the right facilitator for that shit.
Definitely. Yeah, he's definitely. I gotta give it to him. He's a mastermind with this, and
yeah,
I know like a lot of things with the experience throughout all these years. It shows now in all of the recent projects as well.
Yeah, he got a lot more shit coming too. He said he's no more breaks for him and shit. So he got a lot more shit coming too. We got a group, Shore Life, with him and a couple other MCs, and they're up to no good for sure.
Yeah,
I got some shit with them. So,
oh man,
I don't know how much he wants me divulging, but you know, you'll see soon enough.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. But I've been rocking this album since it dropped, so I'm good.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. Stream it, yo. Buy it and stream it. Buy the vinyl and shit.
Yes, indeed. Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that. Let me put up the link since I got it available. Give me a second. All right. So the link that I just put up for those listening is the Demigod's website, where you can go purchase the digital, the vinyl, the CD, and the cassette. I think the T-shirt sold out already. So,
oh, word.
Yeah.
I still need one 4X. 4X tall.
Yeah, definitely. Now we have 2 music videos out. Which one do you want us to play?
From your boy?
From
From Advocate?
After yeah.
Just do, Todd McFarlane.
Okay.
Right now, the smart money is riding on Todd McFarlane. He makes his living drawing Spider-Man books. Fame surprises even him.
Road warrior, the rat of the ropes to get the fans hype. Watch the paper ignite when my hand writes. Dance like school lover respected. My rap did damage like alien acid. The east through the metal of the mic and melted. I'm so powerful, I just can't help it. I'm not a 33rd degree, but word to the 33 on my shirt for the Boston Celtic. The great white hope, I'm a great white shark. When I was young, fuck hoes late night in the park. Aim right for the heart, the spice wooded. Some nice white woman just got a nice took in the cop, Dwight Gooden. She from somewhere rural, but really like Brooklyn. Have a drop to her knees and feed her rice pudding. My mic's put in a case that's sealed with Egyptian spells that'll leave demons from hell shook it. Book of the dead, but the plot's alarming like a full metal jacket when he shot the sergeant. I rocked the Sherlin when my block was starving, so my art come out hard as Todd McFarlane. My fallen soldier steadily shine. I got black over my shoulder every line. Been a motherfucking problem since 79. Moonwalking and tap dance around enemy mines. Catch me blacked out like Venom. Black hat, black hoodie, black denim. They will understand until it hit them. It's murder on my mind and now I'm coming to get them. Catch me blacked out like Venom. Black hat, black hoodie, black denim. They don't understand until it hit them.
Sunday breakfast, you better eat canned ham, cause bullets will ricochet off the Denny's crane game in your grand slam. I summon the Sandman, and he finna put you to sleep. I can make your hood retreat, just need a hook and a beat. We're using arrowheads for beard trimmers, hyena teeth for hair clippers, revered ninja spear senders. I wear a mask, you wear mascara. That's why I don't fuck with this new rap era. I can't change my cannibal ways, so why do I? Fill a truck with body parts and call that shit a food drive. That's my version of charity, with a new line of dirty virgin kerosene. For show, it's an intimidation factor that you ain't factor in. Crack your chin, put your family's bodies in the furnace and pack them in. Had to rearrange some ribs, twist legs and break arms. I'm so against talking to Jake, I left State Farm.
Catch me blacked out like Venom. Black hat, black hoodie, black denim. They don't understand until it hit them. It's murder on my mind and now I'm coming to get them. Catch me blacked out like Venom. Black hat, black hoodie, black denim. They don't understand until it hit them. It's murder on my mind and now I'm coming to get them. Black hat, black hoodie, black denim.
I'm gonna hit you niggas right back. All right. But they dropped this, and they dropped this. It got hectic in here real quick. Todd McFarlane, man, super crazy track. Apparently what people wanted. If you look at the comments, which you shouldn't. But my cousin and my boy just hit me right now. I guess Drake dissed Kendrick back. I don't know if you're paying attention to that. I hope you are. Drake dissed Kendrick back, and then Kendrick dropped another diss right after he dropped his diss. I don't know nothing about him. I'm about to dig right into him though for sure. This ain't a sensationalist hip hop media. You throw them on. Throw them on and let's react.
So, because I know Kendrick dropped something this morning. So you saying there was another one after that?
So Drake dropped one after that, and then Kendrick dropped one right after he responded.
Oh, okay.
So I don't even know where they are or none of that shit, but I don't have a dog in the fight, but I'm with I'm with all this.
Yeah, I enjoy it,
Yeah, keep it interesting, y'all.
Keep it. Yep, that's it.
Sharpen your sword. That's supposed to be comfortable in rap. or any position in any job. Somebody's
Yeah.
done it for you.
It's always a competition. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's you were saying that you're when I started mentioning comics, you were talking about being a nerd. So
Yeah.
what other type of content are you into?
So like, you know, when I was growing up, Fox was like Spider-Man and X-Men animated. That's what my whole week was, just waiting for those to drop.
Mm-hmm.
So I got into comics from that, and then I don't know if you paid attention recently, but that X-Men '97, which is like a continuation.
Amazing writing.
Oh yeah, I love that show. I won't give no spoilers, but turn your phone off, please. But fuck it, it's perfect though. It's the exact type of shit I like. A lot of stuff that's came out, I think, in the past 10 years, it's just kind of been like wet dreams for nerds from our generation.
Yeah.
Like it's like you're making movies about like comic book characters that you saw on an episode of Spider-Man once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm into that shit for sure. So yeah, I'm a big. I mean, I would argue that any producer worth his salt is probably a big nerd, because learning software and hardware and all this shit and how it works and calibrates is nerd shit. It's not hood shit. It's nerd shit. But you should be proud of that though. You should learn how to do something in depth.
Yeah.
You should learn how your DAWs and your machines and everything works inside and out. Like, you know, you should be proud of that. And like I said before, you should utilize all this free information you have to its fullest extent, because I promise you one day it's not going to be free. You know what I mean? Don't take it for
absolutely
granted.
Right.
Learn all this shit. You can learn how to, you know, build a bathtub. Learn everything you can that your brain can hold while you have it. I still have so much to learn. Even with me saying that, I have plenty to learn about, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, I say it all the time. I'm like, your house is a learning tool, because almost everything that you may take for granted, it's maintenance. It breaks down, it needs repairs. You gotta learn these things.
Learn some basic plumbing. Learn, you know what I mean? Learn some basic carpentry. Learn how to do some drywall, especially if you have a gun. Learn how to prepare some drywall in your house real quick. All that shit.
Yep.
Learn about how to prevent rodents and pests coming in your house.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Learn about your body. Learn about all this shit you can. Don't just spend your time looking at gossip.
And it's funny because I know the few times when I had to move and looking for apartments, I used to look at the little cracks and stuff in the holes and open up all the cabinet doors and see what might be down there.
Yeah, check for infestations and all that.
Everything. Yep.
Yeah. I never had to live in New York or anything, but I heard there's a lot of rodents. Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it, brother. I live by a mountain, so I'll get like lizards or whatever in here, but you know, I don't know how I'd be able to do with rat roommates and shit.
Yeah, and see that the thing is, Staten Island is more suburbs compared to the rest of the boroughs.
Okay.
So around here, we got raccoons.
Yeah, no, that's what I got, because I live next to a mountain. Like I said, possums, squirrels, coyotes, foxes, all that shit. Yeah. I have families of raccoons just walking on the block like a regular family of people. Sure.
Yep. Crazy.
Hopping into a storm drain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. But being that you talking about the comics and everything, it still boggles me, because I feel like my childhood wasn't that long ago, and to see so much content of TV series and movies.
That's what I was saying. Yeah,
it's amazing.
Great.
You know.
Yeah,
and it's funny because my two sons, I could relate to them in certain things, and then I tell them about certain superheroes and villains or stuff that I grew up watching. I'm like, I already know about this stuff.
Yeah.
But just to see their enthusiasm watching it, and I'm just sitting back looking at them, trying not to spoil certain things that I already know about.
Yeah, he's about to die for sure. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm saying though. It's one of those things that I think we're taking for granted because we're so used to it, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe and shit. And one day it's gonna be gone, and we're gonna be like, damn, like it's gonna take another like 20 years for him to do that shit again. So yeah, I think it's dope. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think everybody's a nerd about something.
Yeah.
That's just such an easy thing to be a nerd about because, like I said, like X-Men and Spider-Man would end on a to be continued. You know what I mean? And then I was like, okay, I gotta wait a week, and I didn't know about cycles and seasons yet, so a season to start over, and I'm like, why is, you know what I mean? Like, why are we watching this shit again? But
again,
yeah, it's perfect though. I'm very happy I grew up in the generation I grew up in.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't replace it for anything else.
Nah, never. Good luck to you. Good luck to the younger generations.
Is there anything currently in the works that you can speak about?
Who wouldn't give a fuck? I'm looking at my board. Me and Geechee Sway from Camp Low got a whole project. That's pretty much done. We'll probably do a few more, but it's pretty much done. I got a few whole projects with a couple other rappers. Me, Blue, and maybe somebody else got a whole project that's going to be one of the projects of the year for sure. I'll say this: it's going to be an underground hip hop fan's dream album for sure. And some of my like everything I do is my best work for sure. I'm always focused on my presence, but this is one of those. This is going to be one of those ones.
Okay.
I'll say this: Exile said it's going to be a Holy Grail album.
Oh shit!
So, yeah, so you can quote that Exile said that it's going to be a Holy Grail album, and that Planet Ace is a liar for the podcast.
Oh man, probably got some Dirty Science crew up on there, maybe some Cassius on there.
Me and Cassius got a whole joint too. That's on him though. When that come out, me and him will always have shit. That's the homie. We'll always have shit cracking.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's a very politically charged album too. If you don't pay attention to Cassius, he's all about politics.
Yeah,
but in a very like niggish way. So it's easy to digest if you don't he knows how to make it digestible if you don't understand politics. I try not to understand politics.
And shout out Jeff Johnson as well, man.
Jeff Johnson, yeah, his manager, and he also raps. But yeah, Jeff Johnson, he's dope. He's a talented dude as well.
Yeah, I had him and Cassius on the podcast not too long ago.
My boy that I was talking about, we got kicked out of the studio because we didn't have our own beats. He does their artwork too. Like he does artwork for most of their shit.
Nice.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike C. So that's my boy.
That's fire. Dope. So we talking all about production, but is there a possible Playa Haze project or with some MCing on there from you?
I have so many songs, bro. How I figure I'm gonna do it for now is I'm just gonna keep dropping singles until like I care to drop an album. Yeah, I got a bunch of songs. Some because I rap on my craziest. I won't say my craziest shit, but I know how to rap on my craziest shit. That just kind of draws me to that type of joints. But yeah, I'll drop something in like. Don't quote me, but I'll drop something in like a few weeks. Yeah, I always got it. There's plenty of play. I make beats and I write all like about the same amount. But the production it's just easier to get out there, you know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not a big business dude, so and I'm not I don't care about people knowing me, which is a flaw in this business for sure. But you know, I'll get over it. Y'all hear it.
I mean, if the way your production sounds, I get it. You know, Keep doing it.
I got a video that came out. I don't know if it was last year. Lil Penny, you can peep that. I got his.
Oh
video.
yes. Yep.
I got Drop the Bomb. Rock the Cradle is called. I got a video, Rock the Cradle. I got a whole album out that came out before that. Playa Haze is on there. Blue did some production on there. But yeah, I'll rap forever though. I rap, like I produce so I can facilitate my rapping too.
Mm.
I have to do this shit. I'll die or something.
Oh, speaking of other raps, I completely forgot about that. You did a track for Gerard. Am I saying it right?
My name Gerard. Yeah, he used to go by Danny Watts.
Don't fit in.
Yeah, used to rap with or probably still do with John Wayne. Is that his name? The big white boy? John Wayne. Oh yeah. He used to rap with John Wayne. He used to go by Danny Watts.
Yeah.
Gerard. Super duper talented, introspective dude. Yeah. And that I did the last track on that album. Check that out too. Shit, peep him. He's tight. He's one of those. It's nothing better than finding like a dope rapper who has his shit together enough to where he can put out a project.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I was talking about, like a nigga on the court in the hood. It's like you don't have it together enough to where you could try to even get on a practice team. He's ready for people to know who he is. I think middle name Gerard. He's dope.
Yeah, I just recently heard the project too. I think it was maybe about a week ago.
Yeah, it was called What I've Been Working On. It's, I think, something similar to that, but yeah, he's dope. He's talented.
Dope, man. Man, you definitely you prepared, man. You know, I like that.
I appreciate it because I don't think so.
Why you say you don't think so?
I don't know. I'm just vibing, bro. You know what I mean? I'm just creating. I'm just trying to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm just happy people fuck with it.
Dope. Is there anyone? One last question. Is there anyone that you're looking to work with that you haven't yet?
Yeah, for sure.
Just give us like one particular person that you really want to work with.
One, I think I would be able to give like Jadakiss or Styles their classic album.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Not that they like perfect rappers. Every verse they do is perfect for sure. Top, 10 out of 10 A+ rappers. But I just think I just want to be part of when they have that album that is universally acclaimed as a classic album from them. You know what I mean? I think I can help with that.
I feel that. Yep. Playa Haze and Jadakiss and Styles. All right. No doubt. Dope, man. I appreciate you taking this time, and I appreciate the music that you've been putting out.
Thank you, brother.
Like you've been saying, people are loving the new Apathy album. I continue to, put the word out and spread about that, and previous work, like I mentioned earlier, that you held down the production on. So continue to look forward to what you got more in store. So
Appreciate you, G. Whenever you want me to get me on here and get some reactions from what's going on in the world, I'm down too. Just let me know.
All right, no doubt.
I'll put on a tie.
Absolutely. Let the people know where they can reach out to you and also support the music that you're putting
out. Whatever social media, I'm always Playa Haze. And then, to support people I work with, support anything you like. If you like an album, buy it, and that's good enough for me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Pay it forward.
There you go. And I put the link tree in the comments, which you can see on the bottom right now of this podcast. Always lowercase with your name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stylized, yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Everyone out there that's tuning in, go check out Apathy's Connecticut Casual Chapter 2. Playa Haze did the damn thing on there. Definitely need to go check that out if you haven't. Go support the physicals. You know, that helps the artists and the producers more than these streamings.
Yeah. It helps you too. You want to get something tangible. Have a collection or some shit. They're gonna EMP us, and you ain't gonna be able to listen to none of that shit.
Yeah.
Listen to physicals.
Look, before we go, because you are probably maybe only the second person that have said this, but ever since a few years ago when I started seeing them, Boston Dynamics, the company that makes those robotic dogs.
Yeah, the scary shit.
And I said that, I said, people better start learning how to make their own homemade EMPs. And
Right.
to hear you saying it on here now, 2024, I know that there's other people on that same time.
Right. Yeah. It's a joke till it's not, everybody. Get yourself ready, for sure.
Yeah, as a precaution.
Learn how to grow some vegetables. Learn how to kill a robotic dog. That's the third quote for me for this shit.
Yeah, definitely. And on that note, HHDG Media, we out. We're gonna say peace.